and my putters. Clearly, this is the first time I've spoken today. We're just gonna do a little classic get ready with me. I'm gonna tell you about what I'm doing today. And while I do that, I'm gonna tell you about my skin journey, my acne journey. I was like, you know what? Woke up with this large cystic zit, and I'm like, what better day? What better day to talk about my acne journey? Because as you can see, this is pretty much the only zit I have at the moment, which is a huge fucking deal for me. Um, and I will also say it's a huge fucking deal for me to be at a place where I comfortably am like broadcasting myself on the internet with like nothing on my face and no filters or anything like that. Because my skin used to be a huge source of insecurity for me. And maybe you guys watching this have been acne prone or gotten, had acne or whatnot. Maybe not. So either way, I want to invite you to listen. So something that I feel that people who haven't really had acne, and like, everyone has had a little bit of acne, but like, I'm talking like having acne, like frequently breaking out, having like very acne prone skin, um, you know, not just like getting the occasional zit. Um, People who have not experienced that maybe don't necessarily understand how much it can impact your confidence and your self-esteem. Um, and people who have, I think there really is shared um, a shared reference point of experience where like when you have this stuff on your face, um, it 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 can really, really impact you emotionally, especially when you're younger, and especially when you're trying a lot of things that aren't working and you feel like you're the only one who's experiencing this. It can make you feel really like powerless and out of control and deficient, and it can really make you want to hide. Hello, exquisiteness. How are you doing? Wow, exquisiteness. I'm great. I'm just getting ready for the day. Thanks for saying hi. I'm talking about my skin journey and how when I was younger, I have acne prone skin, and um, there's various things that I have found that have really like cleared up my skin in a significant way that I'm gonna talk about. But I was just kind of speaking to how much it can impact you emotionally, um, and how much it can impact your confidence, um, to have a lot of acne or even just moderate, right? Anything beyond like just the occasional zit, and how that's something that if you haven't experienced it, it might be like, oh, just get over it. It's just some pimples or whatever. But like, I really, I really think that for me, like when I was younger and I had a lot more acne at different points, and I've kind of had different things, different levels at different points in my journey. Um, it it really, really made me. It impacted not just my confidence, but like what I like my spontaneity and what I wanted, like was willing to do adventure wise, because I didn't want to get put in a point. I was very afraid to be seen without like makeup on my face. Um, so it would impact, I'd always be thinking about kind of avoiding situations where I would be um, barefaced, like in the morning, like sleepovers, or even like in the early days of when I was dating. And I think this is another thing, it can really impact like your dating life too, because if you're, being intimate with someone and sleeping over and all that stuff, like you're gonna be in moments where you're like have no makeup on your face, and that can feel really vulnerable. So that definitely was part of my experience when I was younger. And that I think translated over into like, it's just like always something you're tracking in the back of your head. Um, Hang on. Yeah, yeah, Richard, that's a really good point. Um, Michael says, that's really sweet. Thanks, Michael. And if you're looking for a girlfriend, definitely stick with me and like check out my work. That's literally what I help people do. I do love life, dating, relationship coaching. I have a whole membership community where you can get direct coaching with me, called Magnetics Love School. So you can find that on my website. Richard says, I'm curious why so many people are hung up on skin beauty and not on what the skin is trying to tell you about your overall health. Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. And I think that that's I think people are more so now, but so I'm 31. I'm talking about like when I started to break out when I was in like seventh grade, which is also like, not a great time to be having this thing that's you're already feeling insecure. And I think I also got kind of depressed and didn't really at that time. I can kind of identify that now because I just felt really out of control. And then there's a lot of kind of like secrecy and shame that can come with like you're literally concealing, and I think that translates to like energetically and emotionally, that like that stays with you, right? But to your point, Michael, I think that is like really what it is, and that's more so in the conversation or the zeitgeist around acne now, is that people are like, okay, like acne is actually a symptom of a root cause thing. Um, so it's not just treat the thing and treat the symptom without, it's senseless to not treat what the symptom is a result of, right? But I don't think it was really spoken about in those terms until until somewhat recently, or even like when I was younger going to dermatologists and stuff, like that was never put out there of like, oh, like root causes of acne. You're exactly right. It's a symptom of a deeper health thing. So it's either like hormonal imbalance, digestion. Actually, I wanted to tell you guys about like what's really working for me now. So I have the things that cleared up my skin a lot. Or inflammation, inflammation, liver health, gut health, digestion, hormonal balancing. Like it's a symptom of something being off in those realms, right? In one or multiple of those realms. But I don't think it was really spoken about that way, and or acknowledged in that way until somewhat recently. Or maybe I'm sure it was in certain circles, but like I was not privy to that perspective. And like, even when I went to dermatologists and stuff, like, no one ever said, it was all just like, here's this really expensive, um, harsh medication to just like, address the symptom. Uh, so I'm really glad that the conversation is shifting, and I wish that like that had been um more, I wish that that was more commonly spoken about or acknowledged when I was suffering from this, and just, feeling really alone and insecure with this, as many people, because like I said, it's like there can be a lot of shame and secrecy around it. And ideally, I think it's more normalized now, like more just in general, people talk about more stuff, even with like mental health and whatnot. Um, so I really think like a lot of it can really be linked, it can really negatively impact your mental health. So I think it's great that we're kind of having a lot more candid and holistic conversations about all of those topics. But I really don't think that that was the case. Like in, let's see, seventh grade, I was like 12. I'm 31 now. Someone can do the math of what year that was. But you're absolutely right that it's actually just your body showing you that something is off on the digestion, hormonal balancing, liver, gut health, all of that front, right? So I think it's a bigger conversation too of like, there's obviously so much that this is a big, huge conversation and a different conversation, but there's obviously in our Western medicine realm a lot that is very helpful, especially in terms of like reactive healthcare, in terms of like you break a bone, you go get a cast. It's reacting to something that's happening versus like proactive and preventative. I think we're shifting more in that direction, but like you still got to do a lot of your own research, and like people aren't necessarily going to tell you this shit on your own. Some will, and that's great, but like it's kind of shocking how much, and especially in 2000 whatever, when I was in 7th grade, like it just wasn't as much a part of the conversation. It was more like, yeah, let's just slap some expensive, harsh medication on this and like not really look at what the root cause of this is. Richard says, I concur. Yeah, totally. And I think that's the same, it's the case for like, the conversation around mental health too. It's like, sure, and I obviously like taking medication can be a really, really helpful prevent or treatment in different moments. And it's a bigger conversation of like sometimes there are very much like chemical imbalances, and it's really awesome to have these tools available that can help us like treat the symptoms of things. But like ultimately it's a bigger conversation of like looking at what are all these things a symptom of in terms of like our lifestyle, and like why aren't we addressing the root cause of things more? And I think increasingly the conversation is trending in that direction. But like, yeah, like why are so many people depressed? Well, because we don't live in structurally, we don't have we don't properly prioritize the things that actually make humans happy, right? Like living in community, getting, having exercise built into your lifestyle more. We have like more car centric setups. We have a lot of stressors in our environment, a lot like we're constantly overstimulated. We have, at least in like corporate America, like a really a work culture that really rewards overextending ourselves. Like it's all of these things are actually the thing. And it's great that we can have these tools to treat the symptoms of that, but like we gotta shift the conversation to looking at like, okay, what are the root causes and how are we like addressing that in our lifestyle? So even with acne, right? Like if if we're eating a lot of processed foods or blah blah blah, it's not just like, oh, there's something wrong with you because you have acne. It's actually like what in the lifestyle is um creating this such that your body's telling you that something's off via the acne. I don't understand that why mental health is not treated like any other problems in the body. Um, Hi, I'm your biggest fan. Please say hi to me. That's so sweet. Hi. Yeah, I totally agree, Richard. Glad we're just agreeing with each other here. Yeah. And I think I've told you guys in previous Mutter and Putters, like I went through a very severe depressive episode, kind of coming out the other side of lockdown, which I think a lot of people did. A lot of people did, and or like are now in kind of like a delayed way. And it's just like it makes fucking perfect sense. I mean, there were various things that were happening for me. Um, and it was also partly like literally my brain chemistry with like the dark winters, not getting enough serotonin in the dark winter in the Pacific Northwest, which I now have to have like lifestyle strategy around of like getting the hell out of Dodge for at least 2 months of like the darkest part because I will get depressed. Um, but also like we literally need, and this is what kind of motivates a lot of passion for what I, you know, a lot of my work really centers around social connection and fulfillment and relationships. And it's like we quite literally need social connection just as fundamentally as we need um, sleep, food. It's like one of our most basic human needs that, like, of course, a ton of people got really depressed just being alone. We're not like, it literally impacts our mental health. And I completely agree with you that it's like, um, I do feel that the perspective on this is shifting, especially as we, talk about it more openly. But like, it's if it's a sick it's you're sick, we just see it as differently because it's not physical, it's not something we can see. And I think also, if you haven't experienced it, or like if you haven't experienced depression, for example, um kind of similar to what I was saying with the acne, and I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. I'm like, damn, my friend's supposed to pick me up kind of soon. I hope I can kind of finish the thoughts that I wanted to and give the recommendations I wanted to. I'll just do another one continuing this if not. But like, um, what the fuck was I just saying? God damn it. I was in a flow. Symptoms. Oh yeah. The secrecy, right? Like now that we're talking about these things more openly, I think it's more, that's helping a ton because secrecy breeds shame. The way we dispel shame, as Brene Brown says, is we speak about it. We remove the secrecy around it. So to the point of what I was saying of like, I think if you haven't like experienced acne in like a more moderate or severe way, you might not really understand how much it can negatively impact your confidence and your mental health. Um, and similarly, if you haven't experienced depression firsthand, which I had experienced little kind of, just normal depressiveness feelings here and there at like various transitional points of life. Um, Prior to going through this really intense clinical depressive episode. But that was really the first time that I had been clinically depressed. I really hadn't experienced that before. And I can say from like not having experienced that to like being in it and coming out the other side of that, like I didn't really get it until I experienced it. Um, and it's easy to look at, oh, just, whatever, just get up and go for a walk. But like, it's, you literally don't have access to your motivation, or like you fucking can't. Anyway, it's hard to understand if you haven't experienced it firsthand. Let me read your comments. Thank you, Izzy. Hi. Can you please sing me happy birthday? Because my birthday's on June 12th. Yes, I can. We are social beings. It's easy to get depressed. Yeah. Well, if our lifestyle is not set up to support that, and happy birthday, Izzy. That's cute. You guys are cute. Then, we need to be setting up our lifestyle. The onus shouldn't be put on the individual. We need to be setting up our lifestyle and our societal structures to actually like support what's good for humans, not like, extracting from and profiting as much as possible. Anyway, whole other conversation. And it's not mutually exclusive. Actually, like, when we're all in a state of well-being, we're gonna have we actually will have the most innovative ideas and like be productive, and like it's not mutually exclusive. It just needs to be a more integrated set of values that I think we are shifting into. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Izzy. Happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoyed that. It's like, happy birthday, Mr. President. Anytime it's one of your birthdays, like, I will absolutely sing happy birthday to you. So always feel free to ask. Yay, you're welcome. Okay, so anyway, that I went on a bit of a tangent there, but that's what was happening. So I will say that I did go on Accutane when I was like 24, 25. Accutane is a very intense drug. It was I will say it was extremely effective for me. It totally cleared up my skin, which really cleared up a lot of energy in my life, boosted my confidence and mental health. And like I was saying, even just like getting into a new relationship and like not worrying or like expending the mental energy to worry about like or think about, oh God, when are we gonna go blah blah blah, my skin, whatever, there's just a lot of mental energy and energy in general that goes towards this. And this is also why I know so much about skincare, and I want to do for you guys like a skincare tour soon, because I actually love skincare and know a ton about it. And the reason why is because I had acne for like, I would say different. It was different at different points, but like sometimes it was severe, sometimes it was moderate, but like it was for like over a decade, right? That like really consumed a lot of energy and thought and emotion for me. So I've done a ton of research, and that's why I know a lot about skin and skincare, because I've spent so much time researching it and educating myself about it. So I want to share that with you guys. Anyway, I went on Accutane. What is my favorite skincare? I'm gonna do a separate video for you guys doing like skincare tour, because I have very well researched. I have so much to say to that. So I'm gonna do a separate video on that. I'm glad you're curious. But anyway, I went on Accutane around when I was like 24. It was, as I said, it's an intense drug. It's not something to take lightly. And it was a really, really good decision for me. I actually really wish I had done it way earlier. It was extremely effective for me. It was not without side effects. However, the side effects were not super severe for me. I mean, yes and no, but like I know I have like a friend who, went on Accutane and developed some pretty intense like erectile dysfunction because of as a side effect. Like that some people have like really inconvenient kind of intense side effects. For me, it was just like, obviously my lips were super dry for a bit, which is annoying, but the thing was my eyes got so dry, and then I kept getting kind of like eye infections. I thought I had pink eye, and then I went to this doctor. I was in New Orleans at the time. This was a bad experience with this one doctor. I won't get into this one eye doctor. I also, like, because I wear glasses and I have like various eye things, I have kind of like some childhood trauma with going to the eye doctor because I had to go to the eye doctor all the time. So like I just really don't like going to the eye doctor. I don't like the test. Like I just like get really emotional often when I go to the eye doctor. So it really sucked because I like my eyes kept getting and kind of infected and like pussy, and like I thought I kept getting pink eye. So I kept having to go to the eye doctor, which like was kind of triggering for me. And that sucked. And that the first doctor just like wasn't listening to me or like getting curious about what was actually happening for me. Um, because kept coming back. He would give me these like intense eye drops that like, were kind of an intense drug, that I think some sort of steroid or something. And then I would like throw out all my eye makeup, which is expensive. And then it would come back. And so I kept going back and I was getting upset. And anyway, eventually I went to a different eye doctor who was weeping because I like weep when I go to the eye doctor because I get kind of triggered. And then this really nice second doctor, eye doctor actually took the time to like sit down and like figure out what was happening with me, because it was not pink eye that I kept getting again and again. It was actually the Accutane that was making my eyes really, really dry. So then my eyes were like collecting dust and dirt, because that like moisture in our eyes kind of keeps our eyes clean. So my eyes weren't like, because my eyes were being really dry, I kept getting like eye infections because my eyes weren't self-cleaning. So it was actually a really fucking easy solution where I just had to use like eye drops to help keep my eyes wet, lubricated. And then it was fine. So it wasn't actually that big a deal, but it was a saga to figure that out. So that was like my main thing, but it pretty much cleared up my skin really quickly, and then it lasted a couple years. My skin was like completely, dare I say, perfect. Like I barely broke out, and it was so exciting for me after like a very long time where like that was like such a pipe dream for me. And like I said at the beginning of this video, like it's actually a really big deal for me that like I now am in a place where like I feel comfortable going on the internet like without any thing on my face. So anyway, that was great. That worked for a while. Then it kind of, and this can happen, sometimes people need to go on Accutane various times, but it's intense. You have to get blood tests every month. There can be intense side effects. Like you don't want to take it lightly. And also if you're a woman, you have to get pregnancy tests every month, because you can't be on Accutane if you're pregnant. It can like really negatively interfere with the development of the child. Ben's coming downstairs. Anyway, that worked really great for a bit, not without side effects, and also it's expensive, or it can be. It depends on kind of like how your insurance goes. I was paying out of pocket. It wasn't covered by my insurance. I was paying out of pocket, but I got a generic. My doctor helped me get a generic brand, which was good. But I had to do blood test and pregnancy test every month. It was like a huge pain in the ass. But it was worth it for me, and I was really happy. Kept my skin totally clear for a couple years, and then I started to break out again. And then more recently, I would say like, I don't know, 9 months ago, I started to get like a lot of hormonal breakout, which you can tell because it's like on your jawline. And it was really frustrating and kind of like triggering. I was like, oh, fucking damn it. I thought I figured this shit out. then I was considering, okay, do I want to go on Accutane again? Because like my life is just significantly better when I'm not, I just don't want to put the energy, like this sucks. It really like impacts my well-being, my mental health, my confidence. Like I'm not trying to do this. So anyway, then I did some research and I found this stuff. It's just a supplement. It's called Clear Stem. Whenever I come back and edit the thumbnail for this video, I'll link this for you guys. But this for me, it's like 60 bucks. I get it on Amazon, and it is a supplement that addresses all of the root causes of acne. So it's actually really good for you. Not only that, but it has a lot of like bioavailable vitamin A, which is what's in like tretinoin or retin A, which makes your skin, it like regenerates cells. It makes it like firm and produce collagen and whatnot. This shit works for me as effectively as Accutane. And it's actually good for you because it's addressing the root cause. So it has, I'll just let you guys see. Yeah, it addresses your digestive health, inflammation, liver support. Obviously, there's like lifestyle things that you want to prioritize in tandem with this. But like, if you're at all acne prone, at least for me, this like beyond, like I have one fit right now, but like whatever. This keeps my skin really clear and it's actually good for you. And for me, it's as effective as Accutane, which is incredible. So I cannot recommend this stuff enough. I'm so happy I found it. And, you know, if you've experienced acne or are experiencing it currently, like, everyone does to an extent, but like, I'm talking like it's negatively impacting your life in a big way. You know, it can make you feel really hopeless and kind of like out of control, hopeless. Like you try a bunch of things, it doesn't work. Like, at least for me, this shit actually fucking works. And it only took like 2 weeks to start noticing it. And I actually do notice it. Sometimes I run out. I get it every month. And I take just 3 a day after a meal. It's pretty dope because it actually really works and it's good for you and it addresses all the root causes. So anyway, I'll link that for you guys. And I hope that helps you as much as it has helped me, because I know what it feels like to be like, oh God, another thing. I've already tried everything. Like, would this really work for me? This is like literally the magic pill. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm probably going to hop off in a minute here because my friend is picking me up. We're going on a little adventure to this place called Bellingham where I lived part-time for a bit. That's like a beautiful Pacific Northwest enclave about an hour and a half north of Seattle. We're going to go to some beaches. We're going to go to some waterfalls. It's like between Seattle and Vancouver, BC. It's a really awesome place. It's like a small city, I think like 100,000, and just like gorgeous, gorgeous nature around there and really good food. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you guys or interesting, whether or not you are acne prone or not. Hopefully providing some insight or compassion to like what that's like for a lot of people, and just like, anyway, we just kind of went on several paths there. And, you know, if you are currently experiencing a lot of acne, just like know that you're not. I know what that feels like and how alone that can feel and how much like shame and secrecy and like hopelessness can come with that experience emotionally. You're not alone. I'm so glad that more people are talking about this more openly now. And that there's actually conversations about like that this is a symptom of root causes. If you try this, I hope it works for you as well as it works for me. I'm gonna do another video soon. Please shout out to Cutie Maha. Shout out to Cutie Maha. I'm gonna do some more videos of like skincare that I use, skincare tour, and I'm so excited to like share all of the research of like the best things that I found, and talk more about that with you guys. So thank you for tuning in. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Love you so much. Love you too. Cutie, cutie maha. Okay. Bye.